Chapter 27. "Why the fuck did you talk to Lazarus?" Augustine ranted at Gary. "Not sure why that's a problem, Boyle. You wanted to speak to him. Are you just pissed off that I got there first?" "We agreed before lunch. You knew the role I had in mind for you." Augustine calmed his voice a little, but not to the point where he felt calm within himself. "And I don't agree anymore. I wanted to speak to the guy. I knew where he was going to be. Time was of the essence. I pulled out of the car park opposite KFC and could see you lot still stuffing your faces. I ate quickly, the early bird and all that. And you didn't think to let me know. You'd have just told me to back down. I know I can get results, but you don't give me the chance. I took matters into my own hands. Isn't that what all the training is about at the moment? Aren't you supposed to be empowering me to be the best detective I can be?" Gary spat back at Augustine, backing him into a corner. Augustine was frustrated with Gary's actions, but couldn't find the words to counter his argument. He knew that at 3 o'clock the next morning he would come up with the perfect response, but it wouldn't come to his head or mouth when he needed it most. "Did you make notes?" Augustine asked, to try to divert the conversation away from where Gary was headed. "Notes? Yeah. But you knew we were going to arrest him. Talking and letting him walk away was always going to cause a problem, and it would have saved me a run of about a mile or two. Is that what the problem is, Boyle? You've had to do something that's outside of your comfort zone? We're all encouraged to get out of our comfort zone every now and again," replied Gary, quoting the recent training session again. The police had focused heavily on the way people were managed and motivated. Augustine had been given the training separately with his boss Marie and the rest of the senior management team, as they had become known. All of the senior detectives, the team leads, were classified as middle management, but were included with the seniors for training. It was then their job to pass this information down to the rest of the team. Augustine and Marie carried out a training session for his team and the teams of all the other lead detectives. They were happy to pass this task on to Augustine. They felt too busy or too important to be doing it themselves. "Let's take a look at the notes," Augustine replied. He knew he had to close the conversation down. It was no use pressurizing Gary when he was in this mood. He would just resist until one or both of them blew up. The two of them pored over the notes. Augustine felt his ears prick up like a cat as he detected gaps in the story that he had been subjected to. No mention of Burger King. No mention of Keith Lemon. Vagaries of eating and watching television were there. No detail was present. It was as though the solicitor had been present when Gary had interviewed Lazarus, and then disappeared when he was under formal investigation. The stories were the wrong way round. "Let's go back in there together," Augustine suggested. Gary nodded approval.